How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Born to battle. Start just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? It's dose number 2 for y'all today. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And since the release of this year's Thanksgiving primetime matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys have been announced, Eagles fans as well as Dallas Cowboys fans have been going back and forth on social media, but hey, what else is new, right? The same can be true for the guys over on Speakeasy. For those that's been living under a rock for the past few years, LeSean Shady McCoy and Emmanuel Acho are Philadelphia Eagles fans, while Kieran Hickey-Semple is the lone Dallas Cowboys fan on that podcast, so you know he's going to be fighting against the different narratives when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from the guys over on Speakeasy.
You know, I'm going to say the Eagles. The Cowboys don't have much to be, they don't really win like that. So,
wow.
Yes, that's, just getting to the playoffs is a good thing for them. But for us, moving on from A.J. Brown, it's going to be a big deal. How do we bounce back? What do we look like? Jalen Hurts. It's going to seem like, okay, the team chose to stay with Jalen Hurts and not deal with the A.J. Brown. So now we need Jalen Hurts to go back to that all-pro Jalen Hurts we know of, right? And money's on the line for him, too. And also our talent. Our team is so good and so talented that a lot of these guys got to get paid real soon. And it's hard to win championships when guys are getting paid at the top dollar. Yes, and I'll say the last thing is Thanksgiving. More of like that pride. And the last time the Eagles played on Thanksgiving Day, our brother named LeSean McCoy got the Gobbler Game Award.
Gobbler?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Because you be rushing up them yards.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because of that or it's the MVP of the game.
Yeah.
So
you ate a turducken.
So I feel like, I'm going to pass that thing down to my boy 2-6, and you know what's about to happen.
Okay.
All right, Cowboys Nation. How the hell did we get to this topic? I thought the topic of discussion on this segment was who has more to prove, the Dallas Cowboys or the Philadelphia Eagles? How did LeSean Shady McCoy get to glazing himself on this show, knowing that this show is ran by 2 Eagles fans? I don't expect anything less, Cowboys Nation. Now jumping into the second clip, Kieran tries to get the guys back on track with the topic at hand. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that so we can come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
The question wasn't who has more expectations going into next year. The question was who has more to prove. Mm-hmm. The Dallas Cowboys have one of the most high-paid quarterbacks in all of the National Football League.
That's true.
And they've missed the playoffs the last 2 years.
That's
the
true.
Dallas Cowboys traded away one of the best defenders in the entire league last year, and they missed the playoffs again. They had one of the worst defenses that we've seen in the turn of the century for the Dallas Cowboys. And we have to turn around after having a phenomenal offense and make the playoffs the next year. They have more to prove. The Cowboys are not a surefire playoff team right now. And after taking Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence with the 12th and then the 20th pick of the NFL draft, 11th and then the 20th pick of the NFL draft, we have so much more to prove than the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have done nothing for the past 2 years but do what, Shady? Won the division.
Come on now.
Win a Super Bowl.
Come on now.
Go to the playoffs with expectations to go deep in the playoffs. They still have a roster that a lot of people are expecting to go to the playoffs and succeed. They have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We know what they can do. Dak Prescott has to prove he can win playoff games.
Yeah, true.
The Cowboys have to prove that they can make it back to the playoffs and field a competent defense. The Cowboys have so much more to prove, especially with the roster that we have. And are we paying George Pickens or not? Please, Jerry. Please, Jerry. Figure it out. I want to know. Is he going to be on our team next year or is he not? We have far more to prove, not only in the season, but in this offseason and heading into training camp.
Boy, I tell you, Cearbear was over there preaching. But thank you, Kieran. Thank you. The 2 Eagles fans can say what they want, but we all know that if the Dallas Cowboys don't make it to the playoffs, it's going to be talked about by the talking heads going into the 2027 season. It's going to have each Talking Head show leading the show with the story of the Dallas Cowboys and how we didn't make it to the playoffs. We do have a lot to prove when it comes to the success of this team. I'll talk about that a little bit more during the Raw and Uncut portion. So make sure you stick around for that. Now let's go ahead and jump into this third clip so we can hurry up and come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut.
The reason I don't think the Cowboys have more to prove is because nobody really thinks the Cowboys are going to make significant
taking them really
playoff
serious.
noise. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not even saying that in jest, but like, Kieran, if the Cowboys go 10-7, we'd be like, bet. Fair.
Cool. Yeah.
No big deal. Eagles go 10-7, we'd be like, wait, does Nick Sirianni need to be fired?
Come on now.
Cowboys
Come
go
on
10-7. Brian Schottenheimer, he did a pretty good job, man.
Yeah, he's getting better.
Right? Like,
He's getting better.
that's a pretty good season.
Yeah, he's
and their
getting
defense
better.
is young.
Yeah.
They're figuring it out.
Yeah.
They're led by rookie Caleb
Hey,
Downs.
the future looks promised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eagles go 10-7. Jalen Hurts got to go.
Yep,
They
somebody's
shouldn't
fault.
extend Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
It's time for Lane Johnson to retire.
Do you not
Maybe
think that's the
Saquon
case
Barkley's washed.
if next year Dak Prescott at 33 years old misses the playoffs for a third straight season?
Now, if Dak Prescott at 33 years old misses the playoffs for a third season, every single talking head's going to be talking about it. It's not even about making playoff noise. It's about not making it to the playoffs the past 2 years that they're going to continue to run with. You see the drought talk, but, let's get into it. Y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
I tell you, Cowboys Nation, having a conversation with most Eagles fans is like talking to a brick wall. Much respect to the brick wall. When you ask them a question, they dodge the question and go to a topic that they want to talk about. But with this topic, I would have to say that the Philadelphia Eagles have more to prove than the Dallas Cowboys. The reason why the Philadelphia Eagles have much more to prove than the Dallas Cowboys is because their recent success. They've been to a Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys have missed the playoffs 2 years running. The Eagles won the Super Bowl within the time frame of the Dallas Cowboys missing the playoffs, so it would only be right that they have more to prove this year. That doesn't mean that the Philadelphia Eagles fall or get more coverage than the Dallas Cowboys fall. If the Philadelphia Eagles fall short this year, the talking heads will talk about it for maybe about a week. But if the Dallas Cowboys fall short, the talking heads will be talking about it going into the 2027 season. Let's not act as if people don't complain about how much the 3 and 4 letter networks talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's not sit up here and act as if the 3 and 4 letter networks don't pay their bills by leading segments and shows with the Dallas Cowboys talking points. It happens every year and it pisses a number of fan bases off. But people will be in the comments on Get Up, First Take, First Things First, Speakeasy, and so on, complaining about how much they speak about the Dallas Cowboys. The Philadelphia Eagles fans complain about how the Dallas Cowboys are talked about when they didn't even make the playoffs, but the Philadelphia Eagles, they get little exposure after winning a Super Bowl a couple years back. Don't feel bad, Philadelphia Eagles fans. The Seahawks didn't get spoken about either. The fact that DeMarcus Lawrence left the Dallas Cowboys to go to the Seattle Seahawks and won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks was talked about a hell of a lot more than the Seahawks actually winning the Super Bowl. But on some real ish, just like the America's Team mantra, it's got nothing to do with talent. It's got nothing to do with winning. It has everything to do with following the money. These talking heads speak about the Dallas Cowboys because they know that they're the most popular team in the NFL. They're worth the most money in sports. They know that people will tune in and either defend or hate on the Dallas Cowboys. They'll get their clicks, they'll get their ratings by just topics about the Dallas Cowboys. Love it or hate it, Philadelphia Eagles fans. And let's not act as if a fan base wants to be in a position to where their team's being talked about negatively on a day-to-day basis, because when it happened to the Philadelphia Eagles, Eagles fans lost their damn mind. This is when I made that video saying, heavy is the head who wears the crown. Philadelphia Eagles fans wanted the spotlight, and when they got it, they absolutely complained about it. Talking heads get on their show talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. locker room, talking about how Jalen Hurts has inefficiencies when it comes to throwing the ball over the middle of the field, the whole A.J. Brown situation, Nick Sirianni's job being put into question, the fact that all the blame gets placed everywhere else except where it's supposed to go in Philadelphia. They got their coverage, but they expect everybody to just glaze them every time they're on the TV, and that's not gonna happen. You're gonna get the negative coverage, and like I said, heavy is the head who wears the crown. But the Cowboys have a lot to prove this season. First and foremost, they have to prove to the NFL landscape, as well as some in the fan base, that the Micah Parsons trade was the right move for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. They have to prove that the picks that we got in the draft were great picks, or if we swung and missed yet again. They have to prove that George Pickens is the player that he and David Mulugeta says he is. They have to prove that Dak Prescott can help lead this team back to the playoffs. They have to prove that Brian Schottenheimer wasn't just a flash in the pan and that he can have another top 5 offense. They have to prove that the hire of Christian Parker was the right move for the Dallas Cowboys defense. There's a lot to prove this year for both teams. It doesn't have to be a versus battle or a versus match every time these teams get talked about. I understand that the debates draw crowds, but important information gets lost in the spectacle of debates. It gets lost in the drama of debates. Honestly, Cowboys Nation, I think debates are pointless, and they're only used to get clicks and views when it comes to sporting topics. If y'all know me, I'm all about conversing back and forth with other people to gain knowledge, but hey, that's beside the point. But this matchup is huge for both teams, Cowboys Nation. Eagles fans will talk about what happened the time that the Cowboys played the Eagles on Thanksgiving, but fail to mention recent history when they come to AT&T Stadium. By the way, make sure you wear those ugly-ass Kelly Green uniforms on Thanksgiving as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll graciously give up another 24 unanswered points. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, what team do you think has more to prove this season? Do you see where I'm coming from in my whole raw and uncut portion? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, we're halfway there, Cowboys Nation. Drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the content out to Cowboys Nation. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you hope that our Dallas Cowboys beat the living shit out of the Philadelphia Eagles on Thanksgiving, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release another video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 or College Football 26 gameplay on my other channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. I'm gonna keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. I'm pretty torn when it comes to playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Usually we split games during the season, so I'm torn in wanting to either win on Thanksgiving or going to Lincoln Financial and beating the shit out of them in front of all of their fans. In a perfect world, why can't we have both? But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.